Welcome, guys. This is Cetriya, Cetriya, and I am just setting things up real quick while I get the stream. I know it's quite late. It is 9:12 on my end, so I think this will probably be a short stream of perhaps an hour. I got stuff to do afterwards, so let's go ahead and get all this stuff done. Today I'm going to be working on some comic work inking, and I am going to be chatting on a few random topics as usual. Excuse the tapping. Let me set some lovely music for you all. There you go. Okay. All right. I'm definitely not technically savvy, but going to get this all squared away. I'm actually quite sleepy, but yeah, have to get this done. I really want to get this out no later than Tuesday. The first 10 pages no later than Tuesday. Okay. I just may be a little quiet today, but I do have some cute stuff to talk about. Alright. I think that's it. Alright. Thank you all for stopping by, and perhaps you might even come in during the recording. You could tell I sound a lot more sleepier than the few days prior, but since I was gonna work on the comic anyways, I figured you might as well do a quick live stream. I'm going to probably triple tap multitask right about now too, because I'm listening to a few podcasts. Also going to talk about a few things. Okay. All right, so what can we chat about? Alright, that's what we're gonna listen to. Yeah. So cool. Okay. So first topic, what to chat about. The first topic I guess I'm going to talk about is probably getting into My Hero Academia or Boku no Boku no Academia. Yeah, that's right. And just to say that it was, I read the latest chapter, which is all great. I need to catch up on actually purchasing this stuff. I feel like, okay, I thought the inks were going a little bit weird there. And it is unfortunate to hear that he had to take a break, but perhaps taking a break because apparently people were giving a bit of a backlash in his latest story arc, which reminds me of why, or it makes me take a note of the fact that when I'm working on stuff, weird, when I'm, okay, I think the tablet's not working correctly. Oh. Oh, this is not gonna work. Why are you not working? Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's see if I can fix something real quick. Well, that worked. Okay, there's gonna be times where for some reason I have a second monitor hooked up and it's just not gonna properly do the hooking up the monitor. So excuse me if I'm not as quickly chatty today or noticing your questions as much. This is real technical, yo. So we're just gonna attempt this. We're gonna attempt this. See what I could do here. Just in case anyone comes up with a question. It is whatever. I've been having random technical issues for a while now. But hey, when you don't have the funds to sit there and randomly buy a bunch of stuff, it is what it is. But anyways, yeah, My Hero Academia. Apparently, this latest arc that people were kind of like not too happy with, and to be honest, I didn't care for it either. And it reminds me of, or rather, it's running into what I've been having a bit of an issue for when it comes to working on the next chapter. I know where chapter 2 ends, but I'm not exactly sure. You know, there's a few characters that I need to introduce, but I've introduced a lot of characters already, and I'm trying to get the timing right. Then I'm thinking about the timing for the main character because there's several parts about the main character that I personally don't want to get into, only because a lot of it is part of the tropes for most superhero or shonen manga that I just don't need. I feel personally, if you've been reading the genre and you like this kind of stuff, you don't need to be revisited into that again. So I might do perhaps a lot of shorthand or whatnot, but I'm still trying to make sure that the pacing isn't so in your face that new readers could get into it and enjoy it too. I do appreciate the good feedback that I've had for chapter 1, and at the same time I didn't get that many people reading chapter 1, and that's a good thing and to be expected, because I feel like I'm making comics for a specific group of people, only because if you haven't noticed, oh, you've definitely noticed that lately I feel like almost all media is trying to like copy the few people that decided to just do something that they just like. For example, when Hellboy was popular, a lot of people were trying to like riff off of their style. Uh, when Hunger Games first came out, a lot of people were riffing off their style ever since uh, Wool and The Martian. A little bit before The Martian, but kind of like during, just all of a sudden, sci-fi is starting to be popular again. But that's because of the superhero comics. Like, it's just everyone's trying to make it look and feel and taste like that. And right now, the current thing is like Game of Thrones darkness kind of thing. And it had Star Trek Into Darkness. You have now Star Trek Discovery. And then you have uh, pretty much every other series that's trying to be like Game of Thrones. And they say that too, like The Expanse. And um, I personally am not into it. And then you have like a kind of sort of subgenre that is Netflix. I don't have Netflix. So of course, if I don't have Netflix, I'm not into the Netflix ecosystem. I'm not seeing Westworld yet. I would like to, but at the same time, when they describe me what it is and the aesthetics of it, I'm just kind of like, I'm just not into it. It kind of sort of reminds me of Gattaca, which I barely remember that movie. It's not that it's bad, it's just because it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's, from what I understand, it's a good movie. The aesthetic sounds pretty good too. It's just, it's not the taste that I want. It's like if you're going out to eat Italian with a group of friends. I'd be the one friend who just don't like Italian. That doesn't mean, and I don't actually like Italian. And it doesn't mean that, Italian's bad. It just means that I personally don't like Italian. It is not my taste. But if almost everybody's going for that Italian taste, you just end up with you accepting the fact that, yeah, I'll just stay home and cook because no one's cooking what I want. No one's making the food that I like. Um, so for the first chapter, I do appreciate the fact that I've gotten some good feedback, and the feedback that I have seemed very, very passionate. So I think I can see my work really cultivating a small, maybe it'll get bigger, but a passionate group of people. And I'm at a point in my art career that I'm happy about getting things done. Wait, Westworld is HBO, so what's that? But that's online streaming too, isn't it? For some reason, I thought it was Netflix. It's that one with that, for lack of a better summary, like the AI uprising kind of thing. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's something like that. But thank you for stopping by. But going back into my little bit of a ramble. Um, but basically, I'm okay with whatever it is that's coming out and popular because I know how it feels to find something entertaining and interesting, and um, takes that time to pulls you out of current reality and just enjoying your stories and enjoying the entertainment, which um, but I would like to get some too. Like, I would like for more stuff that I like to be made, but almost everything that I like end up being canceled. Uh, or they slowly shift into becoming something that's not what I normally like. Uh, and I'm still debating about Orville. I'm not sure. I mean, I liked it when it first came out, but now I'm unsure. Okay. Well, I haven't owned a TV in over 10 years, almost more than a decade. And since then, I've still have never um, owned a Netflix account. So, uh, whether it's on HBO or not doesn't doesn't do anything because I just don't, I rarely have time as it is. Um, Most of my day, I'm just listening to podcasts, and just working on some sort of project somewhere, um, or resting. And I have plenty of books to get to reading, but I don't ever get to actually reading them. So but I'm sure there's a lot of good like TV shows out there and stuff. About the only one that I've watched so far is the Orville, because it's online for free. I don't have to pay for an extra service or anything like that. So the resistance is very low for me. But I may or may not watch. I may not continue to watch it because I think I'm getting to a point where it's doing stuff that I not dislike, but it's like it just end up being meh to me. So it's not scratching the itch that I needed to scratch for me to continue watching. Is it really a millennial? I don't know. It wasn't until maybe the last 2 years that shows that I like started coming out, or shows that I may like. Like I said, the whole sci-fi glut thing is a very recent thing, but for a good while, like, I wasn't getting anything that I actually like. Even like anime, a lot of anime still to this day is coming out, and I just have no interest. So if you don't have interest, and I've been moving a lot, and prior to me graduating college, I really did not have time. Like, I didn't even have time to bootleg the stuff. So, and now I'm past the point of bootlegging. Like, I personally, now that I know how it feels to not have money to continue a project, I'm less likely to bootleg. But also, I really don't have the time for it. I don't have time. I really just don't have time. If you want me to watch the stuff, trust me, I'll just wait till you're done showing it off TV, and then I just go borrow a DVD at the library or something. There's just so much content coming out, and if that company doesn't want to put it out for free, i.e. Star Trek Discovery, I'll just go watch something else. There's plenty of stuff. And again, Star Trek Discovery is not doing anything that I'm really interested in. I'm really glad I didn't see some stuff that I did not need to be seeing. And I just like reading people's reviews. That's enough for me. I could fill it in with my imagination. And plus, like, I'm a month late behind my personal deadline. I'm a month late behind posting chapter 2. So I have so much stuff. I feel like I've wasted way too many years just consuming too much things. And now I just don't have the time, and neither does people make stuff that I like. Like, I'm not into the weird random stuff. Yeah, see, I finished college just a few years back, and between moving from one place to another, trying to get started in your career and having to pay those massive student loans, I really don't. I just don't. I don't have the time. And again, there's plenty of stuff that you can watch for free, like YouTube, Vimeo. Your library has a lot of DVDs. If I really want to go see a movie, like, I was planning to go watch what's the movie? Blade Runner a while back, and I just never had the time to just go and do it. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait till the movie comes out in DVD, and then I'll watch it. That's all there is to it. Watch it on my time too. Like, I'm too tired after work to go and watch a movie after work. I'm definitely not gonna get up to go and watch a movie during the weekends, because in the weekends I'm running errands as it is anyways. And I just want to, maybe if I'm on a vacation, like, for example, I'm off Black Friday, so maybe and I don't go out. I'm not going out during that time. So maybe if I really feel like it, I could have gone and get a DVD, but then I plan on my planner that Black Friday is for me to actually get caught up on a few things. Like I have stuff to post on my website to edit. I'm trying to get myself a dentist appointment. I really don't have the time for it. I genuinely don't. Yeah, well, I went to a private art school, and I honestly think I made it out relatively okay in comparison to some other people. You know, I have a job that pays me enough for me to pay my monthly bill. But private art school is expensive, so seriously expensive. That's why I'm always having technical issues because I can't. I'm really trying to keep myself from buying too many things. And honestly, I really feel like this past year or two, I don't know what is it up with technical companies. I was able to buy a computer and it lasts for the 3-4 years without problems. And now lately, it's just like either, I mean, it's all sorts of random stuff. Either the software doesn't work, the hardware is breaking down. I don't know. It's just a bunch of things, and I'm just kind of, I have no desire to go and get new tech stuff simply because I'm just kind of getting sick and tired of them trying to charge you an arm and a leg, and then they keep putting things out within less than a year, and then the stuff that you bought is no longer compatible, or other companies that would work with the hardware is not updating soon enough. I don't know. I'm over it. I just want to be able to make my art, and I'm this close, this close to going traditional just because of that reason. You know, but then again, when you're trying to find the materials, when companies go out of business, that can get on my nerves. But I honestly don't think companies are going out of business and switching stuff faster than these tech companies trying to be innovative, but they're not. They're just reskinning their old stuff and saying this is version 2.1 or zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.6 or something. It's like, can you just please have a new, fully completed and like 80% tested so I can just go back to doing my work? Thank you. Especially major companies. Listen, Apple and Microsoft, you have more than enough money to do your stuff right the first time. But whatever. What can you say? What can one say? That was basically the cost of dorm per term. No, the thing is I have the money in the bank account to buy the new stuff. I genuinely just am not happy buying the new stuff because you're going to sit there in this weird cycle of buying, 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 buying. And what if one day I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, I need the money for an actual emergency. So, and plus, you know, plenty of people are doing without. So, I'm just trying to train myself to keep doing without because I feel like lately I've been doing really bad money habits, and I want to eventually purchase a house, a little mini tiny little cottage, you know, for my own. Which I guess that's another pretty millennial thing to say, I guess. But I just, you know, and it's like I only had this computer for a year. It's unnecessary. I'm still working on a little tiny $60 tablet. I'm debating if I'm going to buy me another tablet or not. I'm still debating if I'm gonna get me a screen tablet or not. I know there's a couple of cheap ones out there, but I don't know if I'm gonna get me an iPad Pro or not. But then again, how much is an iPad Pro? $1,200. This will be the first like Apple stuff that I own. Normally, I don't buy Apple product. I've never bought an Apple product actually, and I don't know. I'm just not interested in buying new stuff. I want the stuff that I bought less than a year ago to still function. That's what I want. I don't want to deal with frustration. So, but I went into like a tech rant thing. Where I was talking in the very start. The very start was the talk about My Hero Academia and how the recent arc, a lot of people weren't too happy about it. Like, they were happy at the beginning, and I personally didn't like it, but not enough to start writing the artist saying that you should stop or whatever. I was just gonna wait till they got it out of their system for the next arc. But it was really a throwaway arc, especially if the characters don't come up again, and I worry, I don't want that to happen to my story. I have no interest of doing these weird arcs. Like, I'm fine with a tournament arc if done well. I don't like just random long enemy. I really don't care about the bad guy's motivation. More often than not, it's not really unique enough for me to care. It's not going to make me all of a sudden care that someone was basically killing a kid over and over again and putting them back together again in pieces. Like, it's not, there's nothing in it, in that, there's nothing redeeming about it. What is up with this trend in redeeming, like, bad guys? Like, there's nothing redeeming except the fact that they have a really bad childhood, wasn't raised properly, or seriously have a mental issue that was never addressed. Like, there's nothing redeeming. It's just not okay to hurt other people. But yeah, I just don't want to make sure that my actual comic, I don't run into as much issues, because I can see where that happens. So I know what's to happen in chapter 3. I just want to make sure that I actually do it correctly. You don't have to say if you feel tired. There's always good. This is being recorded. But if you're talking about Hero Academia, it's the most recent one. So the latest chapter 159 just finished with the arc where he's fighting against Chiaki or I don't know, some weird Yakuza mafia guy character. And I just didn't care. He introduced like 5 or 6 new kind of sort of main characters, and he and a bunch of these villains with weird quirks, and I just think, I don't know, it was just, I didn't care for anybody. Some people like some of them in a weird characteristic way, but I personally didn't care for them. They didn't bring anything to the main story. I still want to know about our main character Deku, and he just decided to just do something else. So I feel like it just went meandering into a weird place. It didn't brought anything to the story. So that was that arc. But anyways, I do appreciate you stopping by, and maybe catch you in another live stream. So what other topics to talk about now? Let's see, I actually already went into the sci-fi stuff already. Oh, I got the because I had purchased them ahead of time because they were inexpensive, and I figured if I don't make it, I can still use them for other things. But I got the frames for the artwork for the Kickstarter for the Inktober collection, and as of this point, I don't think I will be reaching funding, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna go ahead and make a smaller version of what I was intending to create. So all the extra stuff, such as like the stickers and the wall scrolls, or the extra pages, just won't happen because I do not have the funds really to do that, and I'm only doing this because I know I will have conventions later on in the year, because almost never do anybody purchase anything on my online shop. So I'm very much transitioning that to print on demand for most of the stuff. It's just it costs more per book to be made, and but still I want this book to be in existence. So even though I only print like 10 of them, I can't really print all that many of them. Maybe a little bit more than 10, but not that much, because after like 2 or 3 copies, if it's for just for myself, I don't see the need to just have a bunch of books here. I still have a few more books, a few copies of my Eau Claire, and that's only because halfway through last year I wasn't feeling well enough to continue on with conventions that year. Hopefully this year I get into Anime Boston and a few other cons like New York Comic Con. I know that New York Anime Con is going on right about now. Yeah, it is going on this weekend. Hopefully I hear some interesting reviews on it, but I think it's a bit pricey and it's too close to NYCC that I would not be able to fly up to both of those conventions. But I'm curious to hear what the feedback is for that guy. MegaCon would be the closest convention locally, but I'm thinking I'm going to keep my Florida cons to just doing panels and displaying panels, hosting them, teaching some tutorials, displaying my work and stuff like that, because I used to table in Florida and I'm sure it would still do quite well, but I feel like there's a little bit too much history for me. That I don't feel like tabling here, for a lack of a better word. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I hate drawing food. I really do hate drawing food. I hate drawing food. Lately I've been looking up more mangakas on YouTube, which I'm really happy that there's more and more like actual recorded process of mangakas on YouTube. Also some Korean MMORPG artists online, and I find that you can learn a lot. I would like to. I was hoping that I'd find more French artists, but seems like they're not really into. They're not really into. Cross star here. Showing their work for some reason. It's so funny that we're technically in the digital age, and yet even though a lot of these are first world countries, they still have like zero. A lot of them have zero interest of actually embracing the internet culture. So it's really weird. Yeah, they're very adamant about keeping to whatever it is they were doing. I guess that's how the dad looks like. Which is unfortunate because I would like to learn more from them, but it is what it is. But right now, while I'm doing this stream, I'm actually watching another stream because all my streams are late. So a lot of the Japanese or people from, say, California are doing their streams around this time. I'm not good at drawing like weird chibis either. Huh. Okay. Let's get this. Right now I'm just pre-inking, and I eventually need to like actually ink the stuff correctly. Cancel. You know, in the latest update of Photoshop, they've done like the pen correction tool right now, which is, I guess Photoshop is trying real hard to steal from like other companies, and but it's they're kind of late. They should have done that both. But yeah, they kind of bite themselves in the behind when they decided to go subscription, but I don't think they care because they're getting their money back. They're getting their money from companies, because companies are being required to update now. But what time is it? It's already 10. I need to actually. Oh. Like right now, I'm looking at this artist working on his comic, and he probably has like Photoshop 5 or 6 or something because it's so old. But it's whichever. I digress. Talk about another fun topic. So Inktober. This is the first time that I finished it, and I have to say that it kind of gave me a bit of a bug that I want to go back into traditional media. Like I've been buying a lot of canvases and whatnot, and I'm thinking I might get into traditional media for real. I found some tools that I like that it might really make me get into traditional media. So I hope to get, you'll probably see more traditional media from me. But I like digital though. Digital is so clean. I hate drawing food. All right. Oh, I just thought of an excuse for my story. That works. Ah! Recently, I've been transitioning mentally towards doing illustrations and actually just doing illustrations for my stories. Whereas before, I was okay just doing like one-off illustrations. Right now, I just have so many like comic ideas that I want to get into. I have a story called Double-Edged Duality. I have my book that came out on Amazon called Axiom. I need to get to book 2 of Axiom. I have a one-shot full color story that I hope to get into France called uh, Black Rose Circle. And I have a lot of them. I have a lot of stuff. I want to get back to one of my older stories called In Reaction. I want to get into my stories, my other story, Dissident. I want to get into a lot of others. I just have so much to actually draw. I have one that I don't have a name for. I have another one called Gel. I have a couple of stories that I actually want to write and make illustration for. After that, things like painting and stuff, I prefer to just I think I prefer to just do like abstract art or something. Or yeah, abstract paintings or something loose and calming. I no longer want to really overthink my illustration pieces. So I think I might do that. And I think mentally I've decided that I will not be going to sleep until I'm done with the basic inking of these 2 pages. So excuse me, folks. This will be a long stream. Either prepare yourself or set this up to go pretty quickly. I want to make sure that I have the music out. Okay, cool. I have more than enough music. So, excuse me, guys. I'm gonna put my head down and get this page done. Okay? Love you all. Still do feel free to put, like, questions in the tabs, and I'll get to that. Whatever shit I gotta let it go. I can already tell there's a couple of like techniques that I've been using in the first chapter I probably won't be using for the next chapter. Hearts is really, here is not easy to do. I'll do the spot blacks tomorrow. Probably gamer. The temperature is dropping. I think I'm getting really, really sleepy. think I'm going to be staying for that much longer. To be honest, I don't remember what this... Yeah, I think I'm going to finish this out. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. Quite tired. Alright, folks. I'm going to end the stream right now. It's pretty quiet right now. It is almost 11 right now. I need to turn something off of the cooking, the slow cooker. If you got a chance, go check out my Kickstarter. All the best. Thank you.